How's it going, neighbors? This is Ed here with eTrailer.com, and we're taking a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty on a 2022 Toyota Tacoma. The AfterParty works out well for you when you have a pickup because this allows you to actually access the back, your tailgate, and lower it down without having to remove your bikes from the carrier. Most cases when you put a bike carrier on the back of a pickup, you just don't have that access. So that makes the AfterParty an awesome option for this vehicle. So let me show you how it's done with this one. Well, one thing that's super cool about RockyMounts is all of your touch points are gonna be blue. Your first step is to grab the blue handle here to release your swing out base from the carrier. And you're gonna have a series of knobs that you pull as you open up. So you're gonna start with this guy, swing it out towards the passenger side, and then your second knob is right here hiding underneath. And once everything snaps in place, it gives you the clearance you need to access your tailgate. So you can sit here to put your shoes on before your ride or access any gear that you may have in the bed without having to reach over the side. Now that we're ready to fold our carrier back up, we're gonna lift our tailgate and pull our blue release knob, tilting the bike towards the body, but just keeping in mind to not make contact and just swinging it into the starting position. Everything will just snap into place and you can re-secure using the blue handle underneath the carrier trays. Now, as you see, this is a wheel-mounted carrier. What that means for you is that you're able to transport your bikes without having to make any contact with your frames. You have the adjustable arms that are gonna hold the front and rear wheel in place. So if you have a carbon fiber bike or a bike that's an unconventional frame, this type of carrier is gonna work to carry a wide variety of bikes. As far as the rear of your Tacoma specifically, you can kind of see that it's gonna block your tail lights a little bit. Your backup camera may be obstructed some, as well as your license plate. So depending on your area, you may need to relocate your license plate with this carrier. So another thing to consider. As far as tilting, the AfterParty is capable to tilt, and it allows you to get some access to your tailgate, but your pedal is just right there scraping by. You know, that's under an inch away, so something to consider. If you need to get in real quick from the side, that would be a good option for you, but something to consider. And also, if you had two bikes loaded, you can see that you wouldn't make any contact with the ground with your handlebars. Again, with our bike is the example that I'm using, so keep that in mind when you're looking at your bike specifically. We're gonna lift this guy up. And one of the cool things about the weight limit on it takes you up to 60 pounds. That's gonna cover most e-bikes and anything underneath. As far as the capacity of your wheel, your adjustable arm can go between 20 and 29 inches. You just use the included Allen key to make your adjustments. Your wheel tray can support up to 3 inches wide. It also is included is a chain that is padded to secure your bike to the carrier. It's not recommended to ride down the road with this on, but if you're parked at a stop or a park where you're not unloading your bikes, you're gonna wanna thread this through your bike frame, and you're gonna secure it to this point here. You just drop it in and snap it into place. Since it's just an example, this is just to show you where the lock core is. If it was open, the link would go in and lock in and secure your bike. But you know, the vibration from the road is making contact with your frame, and having a wheel-mounted frame, a wheel-mounted bike carrier is to minimize contact to the frame. So just something to be aware of. So I'm gonna take this guy off and we'll take a closer look at the carrier. Using the blue lever here, you're gonna release and pull up to get your front bar to remove from your wheel. And you're gonna do the same on the rear wheel. Just push, pull it up, and lower your arm. From there, you're able to just grab your bike and remove it. Another cool feature about this carrier is the fact that it is a staggered deck as far as your tray. So that allows you to minimize interference between handlebars and the two bikes on the back of your carrier. It's not expandable, so you would only be limited to carrying two bikes. With our bike removed, we can take a look at how much space we're adding to the back of our vehicle. So I'm gonna fold these arms down and secure the latch. And let's see how close we are to the bumper. Using my tape measure, let's see, at the closest point, we're about 7 inches away. As far as additional space that we're adding, we're right at 31 inches. And in ground clearance, I'm gonna get that from the lowest point right here at 15 inches. One thing to consider also is the position of your handle. If it's pointing downward, it may add to that clearance, but overall with the rise, you shouldn't have many issues as far as clearing steep inclines or driveways. We're gonna fold this guy up and see how compact it is now in the stowaway position. You can fit just about my entire arm in here, and we're now 4 inches away from the bumper. And then overall, we're right at 15 inches at the handle. Ground clearance stays the same because it's coming right off from our shank. In the upright position, our carrier is going to block out our license plate, as you can see with the mast from the trays, a portion of your tail lights, and it should pop up in the back of your backup camera. So you want to definitely make sure you're looking out your rear view and using your rear view mirrors with this guy on the back, and just being aware of what's on the rear of your vehicle. The AfterParty has a 2x2-inch shank that'll fit into your 2x2-inch receiver. It comes with a 3/4-inch locking anti-rattle bolt, along with the keys that are key-to-like to the carrier itself. In general, what that's going to do with the anti-rattle is going to relieve the slop that you would have on the inside of your receiver to help stabilize the carrier on the truck. So you can kind of see down here at the base where it's actually going into the shank, you can move the whole vehicle from it. The lock is going to make sure everything is secure as far as keeping everything locked onto the vehicle. And when you use your chain, it'll lock everything to the carrier, keeping your bikes safe. The AfterParty is going to help solve the issue of wanting to carry 2 heavier bikes on the back of your Tacoma and have access to your bed. Being able to swing this guy out as long as you have enough space at the trail or the campsite and still be able to sit on your bed to use it as a surface or to, put your shoes on is kind of a good feature. If that's something that you're not necessarily needing as far as swinging open, but you like the ease of use, the RockyMounts guide rails is a solid carrier that's practically identical other than the swing away feature. So this has been a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty on the back of the 2022 Toyota Tacoma. Have a great day.